Charles Oliveira evolved from a journeyman to an elite fighter within the space of a few years, despite already being over a decade into his career. A move back up to lightweight, the birth of a daughter, and a move to Diego Lima's shootbox gym is what sparked this evolution. Early in his career, Oliveira tried to pressure his opponents back to the fence and into the clinch. He used straight weapons like straights and front kicks to keep them at bay or close the distance, and once he got close enough he'd grab collar ties and get to work. If his opponent maintained their posture in the clinch, he'd unleash elbows and knees on them, and if they broke their posture he'd latch up front chokes. Oliveira was dangerous when he could enforce these win conditions, but he struggled and typically fell apart when he was met with resistance, because he had too many holes in his game and he lacked confidence as a result of that. Oliveira moved forwards and backwards in straight lines too much, so he couldn't pressure as well as he wanted to, he was forced back to defence too easily, and he was too easy of a target to hit. On top of this, Oliveira's striking game was too reckless, too flashy, and lacking in setups. He was also too reliant on his long and short range weapons, so he got punished with counters too often by good boxers like Max Holloway, Frankie Edgar, and Cub Swanson. Even though Oliveira had a strong grappling base, he got punished by grapplers too often as well. Not only was his wrestling defense not up to scratch, but he was too content settling on his back to play guard whenever he got taken down, which is a common mistake that jiu-jitsu specialists make. Oliveira gained the reputation of a quitter, which was definitely warranted after his loss to Paul Felder, but this reputation was eventually put to bed. Oliveira improved his distance management and pressure footwork, stopped being as reckless and flashy, started attacking the body more, and developed some effective mid-range tools like his left hook, his rear uppercut, and his punches into collar ties. He also improved his collar tie attacks, improved his wrestling, and started working with a lot more urgency and aggression off his back. These developments allowed Oliveira to pressure better, which in turn helped him cover up his weaknesses of being backed up to defense and outboxed, while also maximizing his strengths, which were his long-range tools, collar tie attacks, and grappling. Being on the front foot more allowed him to kick more effectively, and his opponents being under more pressure meant that he had more opportunities to punish reactions with counters or by grabbing collar ties or shooting takedowns. The different parts of Oliveira's game becoming more connected and stronger meant that he had a clearer vision of what to do and more belief in himself being able to do it. Oliveira still lacks head movement and pressures recklessly a lot, but he's so dangerous offensively that those flaws have only been majorly punished by the likes of Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, neither of whom had an easy fight against him. Prime Oliveira's game was essentially his early career blueprint, but refined to paper over the cracks and maximise his strengths, both of which helped boost his confidence and allow him to become an all-time great fighter.